Hello guys, and welcome back to another video, this time from Porto. This video will be a bit different as I will sit down a lot talking to you, showing you some pictures of my old life and my journey during my stops over the trip. So I'm in the hotel. Our trip to Porto was super lovely. We had a really good time there. I'm near the airport as my flight is going tomorrow really early in the morning. Yeah, that's kind of strange and sad to know that I will fly back to Germany. Even if I'm really looking forward to see all my loved ones, it kind of feels strange, and at this moment I really would love to return to the valley and just to stay here. Yeah, and now I will try to find some sleep. We have now 10 o'clock in the evening.
Gun in my powder, my old woolen trousers, some bread for the road.
So the night was quite short. It is now 3 o'clock in the morning, and now I will head to the airport.
The locket on a chain to keep the evil things away. Jesus, come briefly, dismiss me or keep me, just let me go home. She'll be burning a candle.
It kind of felt strange and like a step back on my journey to sit at the airport waiting for a flight that is going back to my home country. But I try to focus on all the beautiful things that are awaiting me and all the people I will see again. So at the moment I'm in Munich and visit some friends, and now in a few minutes I will head to the central station, and I'm leaving Munich after, I don't know, like 4 days. I had to head to my father's place. Yeah, I'm not that inspired to film in the city, so I was thinking about telling you some things about me and where I came from and the journey I got through. Yeah, so after school I directly started to study. I studied architecture, and it wasn't like my dream job, so I had not really idea what I wanted to do. I just know that I wanted to do something creative. I never was that crazy architecture student that knows everything about every architect. Yeah, but no matter what, I finished my studies. with a quite good grade, and I directly got a job. And so I moved to Munich. I got my first own flat, started my job, and yeah, at that point it was super cool in some way. So it felt like reaching a goal. Yeah, at that point I thought that that would be what I wanted. After I think 2 or 3 years, I started to feel that something's changing in me, and I think it was there all the time, but I just ignored that, and that challenged me a lot at the time. So I got really unhappy with the situation and didn't know how to get out of that because I had no plan B. I was there in the middle of the city with a flat that was fully furnished, and I didn't felt that free, so I missed the freedom to go wherever my heart tells me to. Yeah, so I think that is like the beginning of the story, and now I have to leave to the central station, and I think I will continue the story when I'm at my father's place. For me, traveling home to the places I grew up is always something kind of magical. It does not only remind me of my beautiful childhood I had, but also shows me how much I have grown as a person and all the things I achieved since then. I really like this huge plants in the flat of my dad. Yeah, so I thought about sitting down and make myself another tea. Yeah, so I think I stopped telling you that I felt that some things changed in me, so that I didn't feel that happy anymore, and felt that the job wasn't that fulfilling. I felt the most was that living in a big city was super hard for me, and with all the noise, and it was so hectic all the time, and I really missed a calmer place with like a little garden or a forest nearby. I really liked my flat at that time, so it was super cozy and kind of my safe space I created myself in the middle of the city with a lot of plants. Yeah, so I had to get rid of all of that stuff. I didn't know how to figure that out, so the years passed by, and then at some point I had neighbors. I didn't know how to describe them. They were super loud, so they were listening to music and making music 24/7 and with a lot of bass. I couldn't sleep anymore, so the police was coming, I think twice a day. It was horrible. It was driving me crazy. And so I thought, okay, I really have to get out of here. And so I was looking for a shared flat. And I found one. It was a different world to what I was living in before. It was like a shared flat, but it had two houses and a huge garden in between, and it was super close to the forest. Yeah, that was amazing. So I decided to move in, and started that journey of sorting out stuff and getting rid of stuff. It felt kind of like a second full-time job. It was really hard in some kind of way to get rid of all of that, what I was collecting over the years. But on the other hand, it felt amazing. And after 3 months, I moved. I moved from my own flat in a super, super tiny room. I lived there with 12 people. The houses were really old, so it was a super simple kind of living. I had no heating in my room, and there were a lot of construction going on, so we met every second week to speak about projects and planning them. In some kind of way, I really loved that. Also, that easy kind of living. So I lived in the old workspace. When I opened my door, I directly was in the garden, and that felt so healing after all the years in the city. It also was kind of hard because living together with 12 people is not that easy, and there were some energies and some vibes I just couldn't stand anymore at some point. So I was a lot of moving back and forth because I love the surrounding, I love the forest, but I realized that it's not all about having nature that surrounds you, but also it is so important with what people you are living together. After a lot of years, I decided to move back in the city. Yeah, I think that's enough for now. I think I talked a lot. So now I'm heading to Stuttgart, and me and my dad will have something for lunch somewhere, and after that I will travel to my mother's place, so the place I was born, and that will be the last stop before I will head back to Portugal in 1 week. Oh, wow, that sounds so long. Yeah, but it kind of shows me how healing it is for me to be at this place in the mountains or in the valley. When I was living in Germany, I spent hours and hours in trains. And I kind of like that creative and dreamy state of mind I came in when I was watching the landscape passing by. So since I'm back in the city, these are definitely my lifesavers. Yeah, it's crazy how intense the sound of the city is after living in the middle of nature. I have the feeling that everything is so much louder than when I was living in the city. I am so happy that I have these ones. Yeah, so it's my last day in my hometown, and tomorrow morning my flight is going back to Portugal. So I thought to take a moment to tell you the rest of the story. So I moved back in the city in the flat of my best friend and his little 1-year-old son. Yeah, it was an amazing time. So we had a lot of fun, and also with his son, it was super sweet. We made a lot of music and made once a little singing circle, which was super, super nice.
Yeah, but as the weeks and months go by, I still felt that I wasn't in the right place. So on Christmas last year, I told my family that I will quit my job. And after that, I told also my chefs that I will leave. I was so nervous because that was the moment everything became kind of real. So I quit my job, and after that I had to make a lot of decisions. As I don't have a flat or something anymore, I had to get rid of a lot of stuff. With every piece I felt a little bit lighter. I'm super happy that I made that decision, and in March this year we started our journey. So, and the rest you can see in an old video I made. Yeah, so I think there's nothing else to tell. So if you have any questions, you can write me, and I try to answer them in a further video or in the comments. But yeah, I think that's the story of how I decided to leave everything behind for a moment.
Even if I really enjoyed the trip in my home country, I was so happy to finally be at the airport again, waiting for the flight to go back to Portugal.
My name, they telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the horizon. I was looking to belong when I'd already found my home. Won't be long, I'm there before the setting.